Hey Jarvis, good to see you. I was wondering if you just kind of have an update for us on, how you made it through training camp, coming back from the hip surgery, and how much you think you'll be ready to go Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, how much will be, as far as game plan wise, be up to the coaches. I'm still getting better. I'm still improving, um, and taking each and every day to work on the things that I need to work on to make sure that I'm healthy out there and make sure that I can go out there and compete and help this team win games.
Is it too soon to tell, or do you already notice a difference from last year when you were fighting it?
It's something that I think it's just something that I'm gonna be dealing with. I think it's one of those things. The further out that I get from surgery, the better I'll continue to feel. So right now, I'm just doing everything possible to be able to come out here and work as hard as I can each day, and make sure I take care of my body.
Excellent. Our next question goes to Tom Withers.
Jarvis, thanks for the time, man. Hey, how debilitating was that injury last year? How much did it really limit you?
Man, I think for me, the biggest thing was, practice. I'm a big firm believer in practice and getting those reps and practice out there with the guys and getting the looks and being comfortable with everything going into the game weeks, But obviously, once I step on the field on Sunday, I'm not really worried about whatever I'm going through. I'm a football player and, these things happen and you got to play through injuries, you got to play through things. And I embraced that last season. Looking forward to having a season where I can actually, be out there practicing more, not worry about nursing an injury, and be able to take the field on Sunday with a clear head and just going out there and make plays.
I know you and O were really looking forward to last year. You guys still went over 1,000 yards each despite not being yourselves. How much are you looking forward to that time when you guys are both at 100% and the potential that can bring?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely been looking forward to it. It's something that gives us the opportunity to, have opportunities to make more plays, win more games, um, um, and that's what we're looking to do here this season.
Thank you, Tom. Our next question will go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Jarvis, do you see a big difference in Odell from a year ago, given his coming off surgery?
Yeah, absolutely. I think being able to have the confidence that a guy like he has, and to be able to come out here each and every day and use his gifts, and not feel hindered or not feel restricted by anything that might be going on with his body. So it's good to see him out here making plays, dominating. That's really what I see from him so far.
Thanks.
All right, next one will go to Aditi Kinkabwala.
Good morning, Jarvis. This is now the third head coach that you are starting a season with here in Cleveland. What in this regime makes you feel good or makes you feel like, despite this bizarre offseason, okay, we really truly are ready and I feel good about what we have?
Yeah, I mean, everybody that's in this building love football, and I think that the stress and the emphasis has been on the details and about the game and about what we can do to be a better football team. And I'm brought in. I think whoever is leading us at whatever time, I'm a firm believer of making sure that I'm doing my job, making sure that I'm out here competing, and putting myself in positions to help the team win. And I know that the coaching staff is going to do the same.
And if I could ask one more, as you talk about doing your job, it's sort of a very common idea that you may rely on the run game early, that you may rely on Nick and Kareem. Is that fair? And if so, how does this receiving room feel about blocking a lot?
I mean, first of all, I love to block. That's part of my game. That's part of who I am. And secondly, I think it's just we're gonna do whatever it takes to win. Whether that's running, passing, or whatever it is, whatever it takes to win. I'm all for that.
Thank you, Aditi. Our next question goes to Mary Kay Cabot.
Hey, Jarvis, when we talked to Baker a little earlier in this offseason, he talked about how just watching you and Odell, he felt that you guys, seemed to think that, this is our time. And I'm just wondering, have you guys kind of put your heads together and talked about that, there is a sense of urgency to go out there and make this happen this season and realize some of those dreams?
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly talking. We're constantly growing. We constantly, learning things about the game, trying to figure out what we do well, what we do best. I think that's one of the biggest things for us, just having that open line of communication, being able to talk to each other, being able to have the hard conversations. This is a game that throws a lot of challenges at you, and I think the biggest thing for us is making sure that our communication level is at the point where it doesn't really matter what challenges that we face or the team that we're going against. If we're on the same page, and we should have successful plays.
Do you think do you feel sort of though that, that this year is the year for you guys to put it together and make that run at a championship?
Yeah, I think every guy that's ever played, no matter how many seasons that they've played, they always think that this year is that year. And I wouldn't want anybody in this building that didn't think that as well, or on my previous teams. So I think that's just a mindset, in the 32 clubs that have an opportunity to go out there and play this game. Everybody wants to go and play in the Super Bowl, but you got to do the little things and go week by week with everything, and you'll get there when you get there.
Scott Patrick has our next question.
Hey, Jarvis, what are your emotions heading into week one, given there's so much uncertainty, a few months back, if we would even have a football season?
I'm very excited. I'm excited to get the opportunity to take the field, and play the game that I love. And, coming off of the surgery, and having the opportunity to get as healthy as I can. Like I said, that's an ongoing process for me right now, but it's a great feeling knowing that we got a game in a couple of days.
Did you have those doubts? I mean, when we're in March, April, May, June, were you thinking we might not play?
You know what? I didn't really think about it, honestly. I was in a tough part of my rehab at that point, and my whole focus was just making sure that I would be able to come back if there was a season, and that's where my mindset was. It actually did me a favor. It got me a little bit more time, so which was a good thing. But that's just where my mind was.
All right, we'll take one question from Dan Lobby, Nate Ulrich, and Nick Shook, and then we've got to wrap with Jarvis. Dan, your line's open.
Hey, Jarvis, when you talk about, always learning, what did you learn from last season? What did that season teach you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we constantly see that that your roster or your team on paper, still has to go out there and perform, and that it's an ultimate team game, that it's not going to just be the offensive guys that's making the plays and winning the games. It's going to come down to defense. It's going to come down to special teams. It's going to come down to having, every guy, including the coaching staff, every player having great situational awareness, being able to understand where we are in the game, what points we're in, what points we are in the game, whether, we need to go for it on fourth down, etc. I think having those things, be key in our success and our approach is something that, we continue to take and learn from other teams and ourselves.
Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Jarvis, obviously all the games are important, but how much value do you place on this one being week one against the defending division champs? And obviously everybody wants to get off to a good start.
Yeah, listen, it's a tough matchup. It's going to be a tough matchup. Those guys are who they are, and and they've been that way for a while. So I think for us, we just got to continue to keep our head in the right place, identify, their strengths and their weaknesses, identify our strengths and weaknesses, and then try to just make one more play than they do.
And the final question to Nick Shook.
Hey, Jarvis, after a general lack of direction kind of bogging you guys down for much of last season, how different has it been under Coach Stefanski, and how excited are you to play under him this season?
I'm very excited. I keep going back to, just my rehab process and, everything that I've been going through as of late, and have the opportunity to just be out here practicing through training camp and, through these days leading into a game, is very exciting. And obviously Coach Stefanski, having the opportunity to, head coach a game and make those calls and be on this level and to give us the direction that we need to go out there and try to win games each and every day, each and every weekend.